we find out in the Bible, it says he came with the staff to drove the flocks. And who was the flocks? We are the flocks.
People.
The people is the flock. And he know that they are stubborn. That is why he said drove them with the flax, with the staff. So it's a different thing, it's a different similarity with the staff and the flute. But they all made of wood. Bamboo and wood.
Oh, the staff and the
staff,
flute.
yes.
Ah, gotcha. See,
Yeah.
that
So it does the
that was a
same
little
thing.
bit of your accent. I wasn't sure what that was. The staff and the flute.
Yes.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, cool.
So that at the particular time, and that's one similarity, and the word Christ and Krishna are very close.
Very, very close.
Question, soul-wise.
Yes.
And the next thing of their birth as well, and what they came for. Krishna did came for, there was a demon named Kansa. And he came only for that.
To kill him?
Yes, to destroy him, because he was taking over that he is the energy. All people should pray to him. And the Lord don't need that.
So it's the same idea as the devil.
Yes. And the Christ came because there were so much
Negativity.
negativities and in the world was going in a different direction.
I have a question about negativity. In the time of Krishna, because, I mean, I don't know this at all, so I'm asking you, but I would think that 2,000 years earlier, were people more in tune to the spirit world? Because, or was there just as much negativity in the time of Krishna that there was in the time of Jesus?
No. On time of Krishna, it was more godly.
Were they,
That's what I thought. More godlike, more
interesting,
godly.
because it was 2,000 years earlier, and you would think that the souls would be younger. You know, like you always talk.
They're newer.
Right.
They're
you talk
fresher.
of,
They're
you're
closer.
an old soul. You're a
Yeah.
younger soul. So it's interesting that it's almost like from the beginning, the souls were younger, but they were more in tune.
They were more
I think there
advanced.
was much more, they were easily able to adapt to the etheric
They were
world. And they were able
connect
to
better.
hear, and because they were more
Like a
connected.
child.
They were much more connected.
Yeah.
When you said the
They
soul,
weren't tainted, so to speak.
when you said the soul was younger, what did you meant by that?
Yeah.
Like, okay. let me
Soul is
see if I
soul, one soul. That's it.
can-
But-
in the terms of reincarnation.
Right. Like, you know, okay, we can go back 2,000 years, but can we go back 2,000 more? How far back from souls entering to humanity? That's a great question. How far back can we go with souls entering to humanity? Because then we've got Krishna, and then so many 1,000 years later, we've got Christ.
And Buddha.
And
There's always been incredible beings on
Right.
Earth.
Anyway, I want to straighten out the soul.
Please.
The soul,
Thank you.
soul
Thank you.
soul actually don't have no form at all.
Okay.
correct.
And
It
only
has
when
no
there is a body,
age
then the
per
soul enter to that body, and then you become activated and energy. Then you know that there is energy in this body. But soul actually is unseen.
Right.
And
No
It
age.
doesn't have an age.
There's no
We
age.
use that
There's
because
no.
of the lives.
There's no bar. word.
Thank you for the clarification. Yes, because sometimes I'll
Can you
do.
say that a little
thank you.
louder so we all...
Well, I think people will talk about an old soul or a young soul, and it really has to do with what we've learned, the lives that we may have lived and how we've learned through them, which has a lot to do with the religion
Yes.
that Deo is talking about. The understanding of the learning, always the path, the journey.
Definitely.
I do. Thank you very much for clarifying that, April. I do have a question. In the Western world, particularly, Jesus is really claimed as, God incarnate, or God, the real God, the true God, the one God. Now, would you say that Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, Vishnu, etc., would you consider them avatars of that age or of that era? Or how would you explain that?
I want to correct the
And
Buddha.
are there avatars living today?
Yes, they're living today. But I would like to correct Buddha. Buddha is not a part of incarnation.
Oh.
He have a birth and a mother.
A birth and a mother?
Yes.
Okay.
And a father.
Krishna did not?
No, they appear.
Oh.
Christ appear.
Right.
Because appear means that how would you take that Christ born in a mother womb with a virgin mother?
Right.
So that means that the
This is
Lord,
controversial.
that is the soul. That is the soul I'm talking about.
Right.
This is
That
heavily
soul
controversial.
came into the mother with all the gates closed.
All the gates closed, right?
Yes. And he was able to conceive in that.
Right. And that's how Krishna was conceived as well?
Definitely.
Now, but this is how many people view this. This is also how Hindus. Is that
Hindus.
Hindus. This is how Hindus view it as well. it's interesting, and then I say controversial because there are many people that believe, and there's many books written, and many books that will be written as to Jesus was, or I don't know much about Krishna, that's why I find it fascinating, but that Jesus, Mary was not necessarily virgin. And I do find that very controversial because, you know, there are people that actually channel Jesus per se and have full conversations. I don't know, I do challenge and question that.
Well, I would never, because I put full faith in God. I believe that He can do that.
See, you know what? That's the wonderful thing that makes the world go round.
Yes.
You can believe what you want to believe, you can believe what you want to believe, you can believe, and so forth and so on. The most important thing is that you believe in something.
Yes.
Whether it's Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, I mean, the list can go on and on and on and on and on. The fact that you believe in something greater than yourself, that is really what it's all about. And with that, we'll be right back in just a moment.
VacancyLove.com, where online dating and the metaphysical connect, bringing together spiritually like-minded people to connect in a judge-free environment. Searching for your lifelong soulmate, that special someone, or sincere friendship? Come as you are and enjoy the beauty and freedom of a magical love that goes way beyond this material world. Experience more meaningful and magical connections, maybe for a moment, maybe for a lifetime. VacancyLove.com is the place to be. Don't wait another minute. Join today for free.
Hello and welcome back. You know, there's nothing like a little bit of good controversy going on to stir things up in the air. And you know what? The truth of the matter is, like I said before, it doesn't matter what you believe in as long as you believe in something. So thanks for sharing that. Dio, I would love for you to help us understand, or help the world understand, Ganesh, because he is definitely a very, very misunderstood God or being, or however you want to term it. But in my eyes, he is definitely a God. Now, I will tell you though, before I really understood the Hindu religion, and I used to see pictures of Ganesh, or I would see pictures of Krishna or Vishnu when they were, you know, 8 arms and blue. It freaked me out, I have to tell you. And it definitely, it freaked me out because I absolutely didn't get it. The one God I really didn't get the most was Ganesh. Why was there a person-like body with an elephant-like face? Because that to me was creepy. Foreign, creepy, however you want to call it. Now I think he's absolutely magical and beautiful.
Yeah.
I absolutely love you, my Ganesh. But before, I have to tell you, it freaked me out. Totally freaked me out. So can you help us understand, why does he have an elephant head?
Definitely. I would like to start upon Ganesh, father.
The father of Ganesh.
Yes.
Please
or
do.
the guidance, you can call it.
There you go. Okay, let's start from his birth. Or however you want to do it.
Parvati and Shiva was married together.
Okay.
But Shiva always wanted to do tapasya. He go and left for months in the forest and meditated on God, even though he is a part of him.
Right. Which we'll talk about in just a minute.
About Shiva.
Right.
Parvati in his home, which a woman always like to be protected by their husband. They'll always want to be protected and know that they are safe. She was like that for many, many years also, and months.
While he was gone.
While he was gone. And out of a mother love, as she was bathing, out of the dirt of her skin, she created Ganesh Bhagwan. And I was using it as a child. He raised it as a child.
So let me just clarify that, because I know a lot of people are thinking, what did he just say? Yes, Parvati, Ganesh's mother, created him, Ganesh, from her own self.
Yes.
Okay.
And that happens in months and months. And at that particular time, the mother ordered Ganesh that you must always look at the door for me when in my private scenes.
Now, I do have to interject. Did she create Ganesh while Shiva was meditating, gone?
Yes, definitely. That's
okay.
Yes, clear that up. Yes, correct. And he was full grown by the time Shiva returned.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So he went from baby child to...
Yeah, he's a warrior then.
Oh, okay.
And he stand by the door as a guard.
Right.
For his mom.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. But his mother made one straight point. He says, no one. And this is, excuse me, this is what I like to bring for where mother commandment is. Mm-hmm. He says, no one. And Ganesh has not worried about anything else, father or who. His father returning back, and he was in front of the door, and he wants to enter the home, and he says, you cannot go in this home. And he forced himself